They said no one could escape Alcatraz. They were wrong. Before we begin, please like the video and subscribe if you enjoy it. It really helps small creators like me. The story begins on January 18, 1960. Frank Lee Morris is transferred to Alcatraz Island, the most feared and heavily guarded prison in the United States. Alcatraz is known as the place where inmates are sent when no other prison can contain them. Surrounded by freezing waters and powerful currents, the island has earned a reputation as inescapable. Frank Morris arrives in chains. He is calm, quiet, and observant. He has a long history as a burglar and escape artist, known for his intelligence rather than brute strength. From the moment he steps onto the island, it is clear that he studies everything around him. Every guard, every door, every routine. Inside the dining hall, Morris meets Litmus, an eccentric inmate with a childlike personality. Litmus is obsessed with desserts and often talks excitedly about food. While other prisoners see him as strange, Morris treats him with quiet respect, listening without judgment. Soon after his arrival, Morris is summoned to meet the prison warden. The warden is cold, rigid, and deeply proud of Alcatraz's reputation. Without warmth or ceremony, he delivers a warning that defines the prison's philosophy. No one has ever escaped from Alcatraz, he says, and no one ever will. As the warden speaks, Morris notices something small but important. On the desk sits a nail clipper. Without drawing attention, Morris steals it. The warden never notices. It is a small act, but it shows Morris's skill, confidence, and ability to remain unnoticed even under direct supervision. Back among the inmates, Morris begins to build quiet connections. He befriends English, a black inmate serving 2 life sentences for killing 2 white men in self-defense. English is intelligent, calm, and respected among the prisoners. Despite the injustice of his sentence, he carries himself with dignity and restraint. Morris also meets Doc, an elderly inmate who spends his days painting portraits. Doc once grew chrysanthemums in the prison yard before that privilege was taken away. In his paintings, chrysanthemums appear again and again. For Doc, they symbolize freedom, humanity, and the part of the soul that imprisonment cannot destroy. Not all interactions are peaceful. Morris quickly becomes the target of Wolf, a violent rapist who preys on weaker inmates. When Wolf attempts to harass Morris in the showers, Morris reacts without hesitation. He beats Wolf badly, making it clear that he will not be victimized. Later, Wolf attacks Morris again in the prison yard with a knife. Both men are punished and sent to solitary confinement, known as the Hole. The Hole is a dark, cold place designed to break a man's spirit. Morris endures it silently. When he is eventually released, he emerges unchanged, his focus sharper than ever. Morris is assigned a new cellmate, Charlie Butts. Butts is younger, nervous, and not as hardened as the others. He talks too much and lacks confidence, but Morris tolerates him. Around this time, the warden makes a disturbing discovery. Doc has painted portraits of the prison guards and staff. Most of the paintings flatter them, capturing small hints of kindness or humanity. The guards appreciate these paintings, but one portrait has been hidden away. It is the warden's portrait. Unlike the others, this painting shows cruelty. It reflects what Doc truly sees in the warden's soul. When the warden discovers it, he is enraged. He orders Doc's art privileges revoked, destroying the one thing that gave the old man purpose. Later, in the prison workshop, Doc does something tragic. Overwhelmed by despair, he cuts off his own fingers with a hatchet. He is carried away, broken and silent. Morris later finds something in his pocket. Doc had given him one of the chrysanthemum blossom heads. It is a quiet, heartbreaking gesture. Not long after, Morris discovers that 2 familiar faces are also imprisoned on Alcatraz. John and Clarence Anglin, brothers he knew from a previous sentence, are there as well. The Anglins are known for their teamwork, loyalty, and discipline. As Morris settles into his cell, he notices something unusual. The concrete around the air vent grill is weak. Years of moisture and salt air have eroded it. With patience, it can be chipped away. An idea begins to form. Morris shares his discovery with the Anglin brothers and Butts. Slowly, carefully, they begin planning an escape. Morris takes the lead, organizing every detail with precision. Over the following months, the group works in secrecy. Using spoons stolen from a dining hall, Morris strengthens them by heating and soldering the metal, turning them into makeshift tools. Night after night, they chip away at the concrete behind their vents. They hide the debris in their pockets and scatter it in the yard during exercise time. To fool the guards during nightly bed checks, they create dummy heads. The heads are made from papier-mâché, soap, toothpaste, and toilet paper. They use real human hair stolen from the prison barbershop to make them convincing. At the same time, they construct a raft. Using stolen raincoats, they stitch and seal them together, forming a crude but functional inflatable raft. Everything is hidden above the cell ceiling. In a maintenance corridor no one checks. The plan is set. They will escape on the night of Tuesday, June 12, 1962. On the day before the escape, Morris places the chrysanthemum blossom in the dining hall, honoring Doc in silence. The warden notices it, walks over, and crushes it beneath his boot. The act is cruel and unnecessary. Litmus sees this and becomes deeply upset. Overwhelmed, he collapses from a heart attack and dies. The warden coldly turns to Morris and delivers another warning. Some men, he says, are destined never to leave Alcatraz alive. Morris says nothing. Later, Morris shares a quiet farewell handshake with English. No words are spoken. They both understand what it means. That same day, guards perform a routine contraband search of Morris's cell. They find nothing. Still, the warden remains suspicious. He orders that Morris be transferred to another cell the following morning. Time is running out. On Monday, June 11th, the tension inside Alcatraz grows heavier than ever. Frank Morris knows that time has almost run out. The warden's suspicion is clear, and the planned cell transfer will end any chance of escape. That same day, Wolf is released from solitary confinement. The moment Morris sees him again, he knows trouble is coming. Wolf approaches him with open threats, promising that he will finish what he started. Morris does not react, but internally, he makes his decision. They cannot wait until Tuesday. They must leave that night. As darkness falls over Alcatraz, Morris prepares quietly. He keeps his movements calm and his face unreadable. Wolf moves in again, ready to attack, but this time English steps forward. Surrounded by members of his own gang, English warns Wolf that touching Morris will mean consequences. Wolf backs down. It is a small act of loyalty, and it may be the last favor English ever does for Morris. That night, Morris, the Anglin brothers, and Charlie Butts prepare to meet in the service corridor behind their cells. The plan is precise. Timing is everything. But when the moment comes, Butts freezes. Fear overwhelms him. He hesitates too long and misses his chance to reach the opening in the wall. Morris and the Anglin brothers wait, but Butts never shows. With no time to spare, they make the hardest choice of all. They leave without him. Butts finally gathers the courage to try, but it is too late. He cannot reach the shaft. Defeated and ashamed, he returns to his cell, knowing the opportunity is gone forever. Morris and the Anglin brothers move forward. They climb into the hidden passageway above their cells, carrying the handmade flotation gear. Carefully, they make their way up to the roof. Searchlights sweep the prison yard below, but the men time their movements perfectly, staying hidden in the darkness. They climb down the side of the building into the prison yard, then over a barbed wire fence. Step by step, they move toward the shoreline of Alcatraz Island. At the water's edge, they inflate the raft. The bay is cold. The current is strong. The odds are brutal. Without hesitation, Morris and the Anglin brothers push off into the water. They cling to the raft, partially submerged, using their legs to propel themselves forward. Slowly, silently, they disappear into the darkness. By morning, Alcatraz seems unchanged. A guard arrives at Morris's cell to move him to his new assignment. When he looks inside, he sees Morris lying in bed. But something is wrong. The head doesn't move. The guard touches it. It rolls off the bed. The alarm sounds across the prison. English hears it and smiles. Search teams are deployed immediately. The warden joins a group heading to Angel Island, convinced the escapees must have drowned. Along the shoreline, pieces of raincoat material and personal belongings are found floating in the bay. To the warden, this proves his belief. He insists the men could never have abandoned their possessions unless they were already dead. A sergeant challenges him, suggesting the men might have deliberately dropped them to fake drowning. The idea infuriates the warden. While walking along the rocks, the warden spots something unexpected. A chrysanthemum blossom head rests on a stone. An aide informs him that he has been recalled to Washington. His superiors want answers. There is talk of early retirement. Alcatraz's perfect record is broken. The warden refuses to accept reality. When told that chrysanthemums do not grow on Angel Island, he stubbornly insists that Morris and the others drowned. He crushes the flower under his foot and throws it into the water, clinging to the only truth he can live with. The film closes with text explaining that no bodies were ever found. Less than a year later, Alcatraz prison was shut down. The final shot lingers on Frank Morris's dummy head, lying on the floor, its expression frozen in a quiet, almost knowing grin. Thanks for watching. Please consider liking the video and subscribing if you enjoyed the content.